I'm absolutely delighted to be here today and privileged to be in the midst of such distinguished people, the business leaders of today and the harbingers of innovation of tomorrow. And first of all, I would like to congratulate each one of you for the contributions that you have made, not just in the context of your businesses, but to the community at large. And I wish you well for the future. When Amartya was up here, he talked about humility, and I was reminded of this great story about Socrates and what the Oracle of Delphi said. One day, the Oracle of Delphi said that Socrates is the wisest man in Greece. And everybody asked, how is that possible? What's the reason for that? And somebody went and asked Socrates that the Oracle of Delphi thinks that you are the wisest man in Greece. Well, coming from the Oracle of Delphi, Socrates thought there must be some truth in it. But then he kept thinking, and he said, when he was asked the next time, he said, I know why I'm the wisest man in Greece, because I know only that I do not know. And I think when we talk about civilizational progress, when we talk about technology, when we talk about change, when we talk about paradigm shifts, we move along that path where past knowledge is a stepping stone into solutions for the future. And it is those who are humble enough to realize that they do not know are the ones who are the creators of knowledge. And they are really the true leaders of society. Now, leadership is a very difficult concept, and it's very difficult to say, what is the recipe to become a leader? Bonaparte once said, leaders are dealers in hope. That's certainly true of some of our politicians of today. Somebody said, 10 soldiers led by a wise man is worth 100 soldiers without a head. So wisdom is a very important aspect of leadership. Humility is a very important aspect of leadership. And I think really leaders emerge from circumstances. And if you look at Bapu's life, we wouldn't have had the instrument of Satyagraha if Bapu had not been thrown out of that train in South Africa. It's that single event that so impassioned him that he wanted to fight back and developed an instrument which was the basis of non-violence and ultimately got us our freedom. And as I look into the 21st century, and as I look into the challenges of tomorrow, I think the circumstances of tomorrow will create the leaders of tomorrow. And the challenges of tomorrow will create the innovations that we will embrace in the 21st century. And that's really what we should be looking at. And I think Bapu said a very interesting thing, as we all heard it. He said the important thing is the fight, is the battle, not the victory. Because as I see the progress of civilization, it is a constant endeavor to survive against the forces of nature. That is the path of civilization. It is a constant fight. It was, is, and will continue to be a constant fight. And in this fight, we ultimately will perish, because nature is far too powerful to allow us to win. But the important thing is to fight. And that's the lesson of Bapu. That is the quality of that fight. It's the commitment to fight. It is the passion to fight. It is the part of truth on the basis of which you fight that makes the fight worthwhile. And many a times you don't realize the value of that fight. I'm reminded of a wonderful story about Faraday when he discovered electricity. One of his peers came and told him, he said, what's this invention for? What use is it? He said, I don't know what use is it, but I know that somebody is going to tax it one day. The IT industry is also going to be taxed, incidentally. I'm on your side, though. And talking about insurance, I'm in the group of ministers which is going to meet on the 13th and decide as to how we're going to go forward on that particular issue. But coming back to what I was saying, what are the civilizational challenges of the 21st century? I do believe that leaders like Mahatma Gandhi will not emerge in the 21st century. The leadership will be provided by science and technology. Because the great challenges that confront us in the 21st century are challenges in the context of the survival of the human race. Just a few facts. 100 million acres of land every year is degraded. 1 million acres of land every year becomes desert. 24 billion tons of topsoil are destroyed every year by human activity. We consume 160 billion tons of water, more than we replenish. And if you were to convert the 160 billion tons of water, it would be a convoy of trucks which would be 300,000 miles long and 17 times the diameter of the earth. That is the amount of water we consume more than we replenish. As I talk, there are billions of tons of carbon dioxide which is emitted into the atmosphere on a daily basis. And as I talk, the oceans are getting warm, and the Gulf Stream, as it moves up into the Atlantic, is generating warmth which will ultimately warm up